Great to be with you here. Second year in a row back for Thunder on the River. Hello again, everyone, alongside Miles Holliday. I'm Randy Roberts, and partner, glad that we can get out of the gyms and football fields of Northwest Ohio once in a while. I know you just got done with track in one way. Now we welcome you to the boat races, partner.
Well, Randy, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Rub-a-dub-dub, let's do some racing in the tub of Defiance. And I get to do it. I usually call you the mayor of Northwest Ohio. But today, since we're on the water, you're the captain of Northwest Ohio, Randy Roberts. It's going to be a fun day.
I appreciate it. I want to tell you that Thunder on the River is a collaborative effort this year between DCTV and NorthwestOhio.live. Defiance Community Television has been airing programs of local interest since 1985. NorthwestOhio.live is excited to partner with DCTV for today's program and hopes you enjoy the sights and sounds of Thunder on the River 2023. And partner, let's talk a little bit about what the fans tuning in are going to see this year. We've changed things slightly from last year, made things a little bit better, changed our vantage point across the river here as we're meeting right about where the Auglaize and Maumee Rivers come together in downtown Defiance.
Well, you're going to see a lot of speed, you're going to see a lot of fun, and you're going to see a lot of boats just flying through here. Randy, one thing that was evident during the drivers' meeting we attended, the passion that these guys have for attacking the water with their boats, unbelievable. It's going to be so much fun watching these guys fly around.
Now, the racing action going on today, part of a national tour. We've heard stops Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, obviously places near water. Imagine boat racing is big near the water. It's an amazing thing we found out.
Yeah, they're all trying to make it to Wakeland, Michigan for the Nationals later this summer. End of July, early August. They've even gone down as far as Louisiana. Now, I'm not sure gators or crocodile are chasing them, but it might help you run faster.
And it might be the use of the speedboat down in that part of the country. Do see some boats on the water right now. They are in the middle of a testing session. Still have roughly a half hour or so yet to go. So we're going to see some local names. There's going to be some names, if you remember watching last year, you'll see them again. We'll see some from out of the area as well. And they're competing for a little bit of prize money today, too.
Yeah, we have Tim Johnson back from Stryker, Ohio last year, 15 years doing this. He'd had a great weekend a year ago, looks to duplicate that here again. And, Randy, you're going to have some prize money, different categories as high as $500 for the winner. They're going to give out all kinds of money, even some tow money. I hope, guys, if you kind of get bogged down in the water, you're going to have an opportunity to get some of that tow money back.
Tow money being someone that is used to more of racing at racetracks with cars, basically your entrance money back is what that kind of boils down to. But there is some prize money that the Defiance community has put together. So looking forward, partner, what should be a fun day of racing.
It's going to be a great day. Down on the river, food trucks, hot racing on the water. It's going to be a lot of fun, buddy.
So portions of our broadcast are underwritten by Defiance Community Television, serving the greater Defiance area since 1985. Looking forward, what should be a great day. It's Thunder on the River, and it continues here in NorthwestOhio.live and DCTV. Randy Roberts, Miles Holliday back with you here at Thunder on the River. Partner, it looks like we're just about ready to start with our first class of the day. We understand the BSH, which the old-timers say stands for one thing, but means some other depending on, I guess, your level of racing, kind of a different meaning, but kind of one of those things like AT&T just doesn't really mean anything anymore. Just
Right.
And just the BSH class.
The BSH class got 3 racers in this one. David Cano from Monroeville, Pennsylvania. He's in the X-Boat. Summer Dirksen from Waterloo, 22H, and Sean Klein, 145P. And you see some of the great aerial shots that we'll be providing as well. And thank you, Williams Aerial, for bringing the drone out here.
Looks like they have picked their lane, and we are underway. So it is a running start with the mills. So they will mill around kind of towards us, and then probably just off to your right, you might have caught I want to say the camera, but that's not right. The start clock.
Start clock.
Yeah. So they were going to go down a ways on the river there. You'll see them make the turn through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, pretty tight on the turns. Doing a good job not drifting out. Wind's going to be a factor here today, but on this opening race, looks like it's going to be okay.
So each class, and we do have, it looks like about 10 of them today, will run about 3 laps. So our race officials have said that this is a good start. So now underway, lap 1 of our BSH class.
A little bit of a lift off the river there, 42 miles an hour on the turn, Randy.
Good start, David Cano, Monroeville, PA. The opening lead as they complete lap number 1. So just about a minute or so to make the lap here. See now if they've gotten up to full speed, if that does go down just a little bit. So again, that great look through turns 1 and 2, and then we'll see him head to our way. Miles and I located just off of turn 4.
Yeah, we're on Kingsbury Park side of the river this year. Last year we were on the Pontiac side. A little bit of a different vantage point for us.
Yeah, we understand the park here where we're at located now. Had a little bit of a bigger dock, which helped the boats get in easier. The old dock they were using as they come in about 43 miles an hour. Again, that is coming off the turn, so slowed down a little bit. Like to see him pick up speed maybe heading into the turn.
Dirksen kind of had to use his body there on that turn, Randy. Drifted just a little bit, but has that sizable lead, able to navigate the turn and hit the straightaway at full speed.
Once again, they're going to come through turns 1 and 2. See some of these boats in multiple classes, depending on the build of your boat and engine size. You can make an engine change and run a bigger class later on. We'll see some drivers as our day goes on do that. So again, here's David Cano in the X. As given the all clear through turns 3 and 4, and it looks like he's about ready to wrap up a win in our opening race of the day.
Yeah, David Cano, great job. Got the lead early, picking his lane. Dirksen going to do a better job on that turn. Kind of struggled last time through. And Sean Klein going to finish, well, in 3rd place, right? Don't want to say last, you just want to say 3rd place.
That's right. So good way to start. Our Thunder on the River portions of this broadcast are being underwritten by the Strady Center for the Arts, entertainment on a whole new level. Go to defiancearts.com to view all of our upcoming summertime events. We'll take a break. I believe our 500s will be next year as we continue with Thunder on the River. Ready for our next class of boats here as we continue with Thunder on the River. Miles, it is the 500 MR.
Let's take a look at the field. That's Mac Miller from Polk, Pennsylvania, the 25P boat. Tim Johnson right from Stryker, Ohio, 75S. Jansen Dirksen, the favorite in the 30H boat. And Logan Sweeney in the 85 boat. Here's Logan Sweeney going by us right now. I'm sorry, it's 8S. It's the 8S.
Yeah, we should have Nick Basic as well in 21P, I believe, a scratch in another class, and they've kind of combined a couple. So we see the start getting ready here. So the 500 modified. And again, for those of you familiar maybe more with dirt bikes or motorcycle racing, the 500 kind of like with motorcycles to do with part of the engines.
We're talking to Kevin Fowler about this race, and he said Jason Dirksen is your favorite. Logan Sweeney said should be giving him a big push. But as we learned in the first race, it's all about the timing on the start, isn't it?
It is, and that is part of the reason everyone is coming around here to see them get into the positions they want. We want to thank Kevin and the TKDS Sports Network for allowing us to live stream through YouTube, as I believe we are underway now with our 500 modified. So I do believe we saw 4 out there.
Yeah, we had 4 boats start this race. The 30H, 75S, 25P, and 8S boat.
So down through turns 1 and 2, now making their way towards us.
Now take a look at the body lean. This is a full body exercise, trying to keep your boat flat on the water as much as possible.
Showing you just how tough it is that boat running in second. When it gets closer to us, see, we get a better idea what that is. You see it just kind of skipping along the top. It's the one right in the middle of your screen right now. Having some trouble. That is the 25P. Mac Miller really watching that boat just kind of bounce on top of the water.
Tim Johnson from Stryker doing a good job.
Getting ready for the flying start at this time. We've got a green flag that's up and ready to roll from our judges. You can see that out there. These guys are bouncing around. This is the 21P right in front of us. Nick Basek. Nick coming back down and through it. We should have 4 or 5 boats, I think, in this division, guys. I don't know if one of them got out of the pit. I'm looking for 30H. Jason Dickerson from Waterloo, if he made it or not. Right now, going towards Pontiac Park, making the turn down here from Stryker, Ohio. This is Tim Johnson in the 75.
Might be able to pick up Jamie Blank, the PA announcer here.
Yeah, it's kind of a natural color with gold trim on it. We got the orange helmet and vest.
Good start. Returns 1 and 2 once again.
That's Tim Johnson at 44 miles an hour, the 75S boat.
See Logan Sweeney in that 8S, also skipping that right along the river. Again, they'll go all the way down through turns 1 and 2. It's the shot you're looking at right there. And everyone heading back towards our way now.
These guys are just getting their timing ready to cross the flying start. Top is right here in gold, DFP. Using my 21P boat. That's Nick Mason. Now just making the final turn as Stryker and Johnson. 75S.
So once again, coming down.
Water's a little chopped up now, so these are the bouncy boats. These are the runabout. They don't have the pickle fork design. So your drivers are going to lean forward or over the front of the boat to help keep that down. When they open them up,
So been
they're right now getting ready.
running laps to get the timing down. Now they should be getting close to position to begin.
They will come down and make this turn before the start. They will be here at the yacht club and the clock to be able to make the beginning of the race. It looks like Jason Dickerson from Waterloo did not make the starting lineup, even though he was scheduled to. They don't be a 30H boat.
So once again, let's get everyone. Should be having everyone come around getting in position soon.
Great shot by our drone right behind the 21P boat. Williams Aerial Photography doing a great job capturing that image. It's Nick Basic in the 21 boat.
right in front of us going by. Tim Johnson in that 75S. Getting some clarification from the judges and scores that are down along the pits.
That was the race. And 25P Striker jumped the gun. He was disqualified.
We just got word that Mac Miller, the 25P boat, was disqualified in that race for jumping the gun. Still waiting on the order of finish.
Just had the order again of the winners. We have Tim Johnson scratched. So who was first then? Was Sweeney? 10-4, and then number 2 was Sweeney.
25P of Mac Miller,
And you have the third place there or not?
we believe, is your winner. We're trying to get, again, some clarification.
10-4, thank you again. We just need it for the TV station. Appreciate it.
So we'll get
the official word from Jamie Blank.
We're going to hear from Jamie Blank here in a minute.
Official results from this race of the 500 modified. Our Tim Johnson from Stryker, Ohio, crossed the start line too early, so he was disqualified.
So it was actually Tim Johnson that was disqualified.
First place was Mac Miller from Polk, Pennsylvania, 25P boat, and the second place was Logan Sweeney, 8S boat, and Nick Basic in the 21P boat. So good run for our.
All right, so Mac Miller gets the win. Logan Sweeney comes in second, and Nick Basic comes in third.
Miles, it looks like we've got 3 competitors running here. We've got Kyle Roskowski in the 440M from Hazel Park, Michigan. Michael Thierfelder, Coudersport, Pennsylvania, and the 41P, and Cedric White, I believe, Clayton, North Carolina, in the 89Z.
Trying to time the start, get this thing going. We saw in the last race how important that is. If you jump the gun, what happens to you, Randy?
You are disqualified. And as was explained in between races, that there is no communication between the scorer stand and the racers. So if you are DQ'd, you don't really know about it until you come in, and then you learn that you're DQ'd. So
imagine the disappointment, right? You win a race in your mind, and then you get docked up, and they say, hey, you jumped the gun. You did not win that.
So again, our boats will just kind of mill around waiting for the start. We do have a timing clock that's by the dock where they enter at. So they see the clock and they have to line up, and they get to the clock as it hits 0. So it's all part of the fun with the running start.
Yeah, your timing on a flying start's got to be vital. Also, pick your lane too, right? If you get the right lane inside the buoy, makes your race a lot shorter.
You can see, ladies and gentlemen, the boats are milling about, ready to get underway. It looks like we've got a little problem with the engine on the boat in the middle of the river. See how much he's standing actually on the front of his boat, trying to get it up on the plane, which means that it's not.
Looks like this one might be delayed a little bit. One of the boats struggling a little bit, can't see the number on it. We'll try to get you that information.
We do have 3 boats in this race. The one in the middle, closest to the rescue boat, Little John boat there, he's still having some engine challenges. Our next one's coming around. They do have to make it all.
Got to be a frustrating thing. Get ready to start, and all of a sudden the engine doesn't cooperate with you. And next thing you know, you're standing in the middle of the water. Everybody's looking at you.
So looks like our boats are headed down.
Hazel Park, Michigan, in the 440M boat. Michael Thierfelder from Coudersport, Pennsylvania, and this is Cedric White, Clayton, North Carolina, and the 89Z boat. He's having a chance. 419.
They come crossing right in front of us.
Reporting on that style. He's going to come back around and they're going to set up
Back to a white flag as they're milling around. I think they're finally about ready to get started as they're picking up speed around this turn. Well, looks like we're down to 3 racers for this one.
We're scheduled for 3, so glad to get the third one up and fired. So looks like they are ready to go. So our 400s should be coming down. They're going to pass right in front of us here. You're going to see them coming right into your living room as they get in line. And it looks like we are ready to go.
It looks like everybody's going to be okay on that start. Of course, we'll get the official word after the race. Good snug on that first buoy.
You see just the little orange dots. Those are the little buoys that everyone has to stay to the outside of. Now they're going to head down what traditionally is known as the backstretch.
What's your favorite buoy of all time?
Ooh.
I'm going to say Bowie Kuhn. What about him?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. What about David Bowie? That's another good one, right?
Pushing that one a little bit.
You don't like that one, huh?
So Kyle Roskowski in the 440M coming around here. He's going to lead early on as we come in about 43 miles an hour. Everyone running consistent laps, just around a minute or so.
Now 103, the first boat across.
And it's Cedric White from Clayton, North Carolina, 89Z. It's anybody's race. You can never know what's going to happen.
You really love the sport when you're coming all the way from North Carolina to be part of something like this.
It's part of a traveling tour. We've heard they have stops in Oklahoma, a lot in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan.
Great shot of how flat that boat is on the water. It's called a hydroplane for a reason, and you see why.
So Roskowski again continues to lead. Now trying to hold steady on the inside is that 41P, Michael Thierfelder.
41P came in at 44 miles an hour after that turn.
Trying to hug that inside.
Good challenge right there on the back turn.
And he's caught up to the back, as Miles said, of Kyle Roskowski.
Look at the straightaway, attacking it out of that turn. Now a sizable lead.
Once again, they'll come around here to run what should be, I believe, one final lap. We'll see the one more, the judge's boat. There's the white flag in the air.
Quick little peek over the left shoulder, see where everybody's at. I don't know if it's going to matter. You're going to win this race.
Roskowski, nice job using his body to keep that boat down on the river. As Kyle Roskowski, barring some sort of timing issue, looks like he'll pick up our 400 modified win.
Boy, that looked really good. We have an unofficial placing. We'll wait to hear back from the judges' stand.
So we are going to wait just a moment while we wait from the judges' stand.
Kevin looked like Kyle from Hazel Park, Michigan.
Absolutely. A seasoned driver, did it just right. Took the challenges.
Yeah, it looked like Roskowski's going to get the nod, Randy, and the back turn where he was able to get the lead and take off on the straightaway.
You saw that engine was screaming. It was screaming around the turn.
You can get upwards of, 60 miles an hour?
60 on the water feels like a lot more.
It's a lot more.
So again, just waiting the official word from the scores
You don't want to miss.
stand.
You don't wish for any of the crashes or eject like that, but you definitely don't want to miss it either. But we hope everybody stays safe.
Waiting for the official word. Guess the boat's got to come in first, then the judges will
These boats are screaming, and they only get faster as
kind of like Miss America, right? They all get together and they wait.
Yeah, we just kind of wait and wait and wait. So.
And we'll wait for official word for our place finishers, but it looks
So,
like it was all the way.
Yeah, I think Kyle Roskowski is going to have that one. So
40, Michael
we will. We're going to have word, I believe, right here. So we'll see if we can pick up what we're hearing from our PA announcer, Jamie Blake.
100 modified hydro.
See if we can get a word with Kevin Fowler. Kevin Fowler. Kevin Fowler. Come on over here, sir. Hey, Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin Fowler joined us from TKDS Sports. Kevin, Roskowski had the win in our mind. What did you see out of that race? How was he able to get the nod?
Yeah, he's able to get the nod because he handled the competition on the turns, and when it was in the straightaway, he was able to push down on the throttle, get up forward in his boat, and push it out. He came out of the turns being challenged on the turns by the second place boat, but coming out of the turn, even being on the outside lane versus the inside lane, which normally the advantage goes to the one cutting the buoys the closest. We thought over here in turn 2 we were going to see him overtaken, but he came out of that turn and just shot himself, just like he was coming out of a cannon, by pulling his pipe, pulling his throttle and getting out in front, and then his straightaways was his strength. His straightaways were just golden for him. He just pulled out, and then they catch him in the turn, and he'd pull out in straightaway again. And that won him the race, in my opinion.
Yeah, picking the lane was important to him. Let's go back to a race earlier where Tim Johnson got victimized by jumping the gun a little bit early.
Self-victimized, you mean?
Yeah. How tough is that, the time up that jump, that flying start?
Well, in a race like this, it's crucial to be able to see the clock and to be able to have your starts down. But, I mean, hitting the chute in the pin, when you come in around the turn and you see that buoy that's sitting there doing nothing, that's the marker that they kind of say, hey, as I'm starting this race and I'm testing, I want to be at that marker to hit that clock right when it hits 0. To nail the start, you got to be good. So he was trying to nail that start, and he may have thought that, hey, if I hit this buoy at 8 seconds, I'll be there by the time the zero's down. Maybe he was a little off, maybe he wasn't. But he didn't nail the start, put his tip over the camera, said, hey, he's a gun jumper, and it happens all the time.
Could that be something, though, that might help him in races later today?
Potentially, if he can get that start down and he can be out in front of everybody and nail it, and everybody else is being cautious and staying behind it, thinking, hey, he jumped the gun, maybe he's jumping the gun again, I'll stay just behind him because he'll run for fun, get no points. I'll be in second place, not running up there in his wake or in his rooster tail, and I'm really in first. So, that running for fun concept is a big deal.
And Tim Johnson, a veteran racer, too, so this isn't, a new guy still trying to learn. This was
No, there's strategy and all this stuff. I tell you, in races with multiple boats, you actually got guys trying to pull people across the line. In heat 2, 3, we call them the rabbits. Like, can you follow? We'll have 8 or 9 gun jumpers at times, and guys just hanging back saying, this racer's not making the podium today. He's going to drag everybody else. He's going to try to nail the start. There's going to be a lot of gun jumpers. I'm just going to sit back and take my 3rd place or 2nd place. I had a 1st place in the last race. I'm going to win the podium because of the 1st and 2nd win. I got it made. So there's that strategy like that going on. When more boats are on the water, you'll see some of that play go on.
Give us a little bit of a couple names moving forward for the rest of the day that you should watch out for. Just fantastic racers.
Dirksen, when you get up there into the bigger 8, the Dirksen family's here. They're boat racers, they're boat builders, they're boat manufacturers. They know what these boats can do. If you're not watching the Clearwater Racing Team here and their blue and white boats, you've seen his Summer Dirksen out there already. Right. Even though she didn't have a great start, she had a little. I guarantee she's going to come back strong. And then you got Jason Dirksen. You just got to watch out for it. It's going to be huge. He's the one I watch for in this from all the names I saw today.
Kevin, any truth to the rumor that eventually they're going to add a broadcasting race in this and you're going to do it, but you're going to swim and beat everybody? Is that true?
Negative, Ghost Rider. I don't know. I'm a little older and my legs don't work as well. I'm still trying to find a seat around here every now and then. Boat racing? I haven't even gotten in a boat yet, even though they're trying to get me in one. There's a chance I might make him one at some point. I know there's guys listening. Steve, no. Out there from Power Miss Racing Fuels, which is that thing. There's a lot of science in these boats between the motors, the boat holes, them. But one big thing that people don't understand is the fuel that goes in these boats.
Sure.
One of my big sponsors is Power Miss Racing Fuels. A lot of these teams, some of them won't tell you they're using Power Miss, but they might have Power Miss Racing Fuel in some of their additives in these boat races. And Steve Fales and the Power Miss team is big-time boat racers, actually races against these guys sometimes later on in the year.
We did notice during the driver meeting when they said they weren't going to test the fuel today. They're
could have been a sneaky little thing.
Yeah, kind of guys looking around like, hey, here we go.
They will in bigger races and stuff, test fuel, test motors, take them apart and stuff like that. So I think we're going to be back to a B-stock hydro here.
Yep.
They're back to the start, what we call the turn. Now they've already raced one races, and we got 3 boats on the water looking pretty good right now.
Well, Kevin Fowler, thanks for joining us. We'll catch up with you a little bit later today.
Not a problem.
So Kevin Fowler helping us out, and appreciate that he's putting our broadcast as a part of his network as well. So we want to thank them, and I want to make sure I get the name correct, TKDS Sports. And it was a lot of letters. I want to make sure I had them in the correct order. So back to the top, so our B stocks. So again, we'll see David Cano in the X, Summer Dirksen in the 22H, and Sean Klein in the 145P. And one thing that Kevin alluded to with the podium, so you run 2 heats, and you accrue points for both heats, and then you add up the number of points, and that determines who your winner is.
Well, it's one of those sports that does things the right way. A lot of points wins, right?
That's right.
You're going to see where she's at. It'll be interesting.
So we see them still kind of milling, getting ready to go here.
Just in case. Maybe somebody jumped the gun and she knows something we don't. Because 2 second place.
We liked it so much earlier today, we're going to go ahead and do it again. David Cano, Summer Dirksen, and Sean Klein.
So we have the green flag. So lap 1 coming around here. Good battle going on for the lead. David Cano in the X, holding off Sean Klein in that 145P.
As David Cano that got the heat earlier in the day. Love the X on the boat, don't you?
Just Racer X.
It's marks the spot without a doubt. Makes a statement.
So coming around through turns 1 and 2. And we'll see them head down, headed towards Kingsbury Park here.
See the body lean right there. Evident. You got to be strong in the core here, don't you?
Oh, you'd have to.
I think you and I would struggle in this race. If you got to have good core strength, don't look at Randy and I.
Sean Klein in the 145P is taking over as your leader here. It looks like Dirksen, Summer Dirksen, 22H, battling for second. So David Cano in the X slid back to third. He's trying to change that as he runs to the outside of Dirksen.
Yeah, look at how tight they were on that straightaway near us. Let's see if Dirksen's going to be able to hold off on that turn.
See them continuing to battle here as they'll go through turns 1 and 2.
A great shot of how vital it is to be close to that buoy, right? You get pushed out.
It's for the rookies so that everybody knows. Stay clear, give them a chance.
So the racers come around. Now they'll head back down towards us one more time.
We'll try to pick up the speed out of this turn, give you an indication. Top speed we've had coming out of this turn so far, 44 miles an hour in an earlier race. Let's see if we can pick it up right here.
And that doesn't feel like 44 miles an hour in your car. That's
absolutely not.
Feels a little bit different.
That's Sean Klein. I had him at 40 miles an hour on the turn.
That's like our producer today, Nick Reeker, is going to drive 40 miles an hour all the way home with all of his dad's equipment.
Well, he doesn't want to get that hair moving. That's why.
That's what it is.
That beautiful hair.
The windows never come down in the car, right?
Never.
Close to the clock, they all pulled back on the throttle a little bit. That
As I believe they're coming around. Did they run our last lap?
So we don't know.
Yeah, they
Oh,
going to get the official finish time.
she could have got second in that. I bet you second and third was a close race.
It was a lot closer than the earlier heat today.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for official
Of course, David Cano won that one.
for this past division that we had.
So barring some sort of miscue at the start, David Cano is going to pick up our winner in our Heat 2 B stock. So we'll take a break, and we'll have Heat 2 of the 500 modifieds as we continue here with Thunder on the River. Well, welcome back to Thunder on the River. Well, Miles, we had a development in that second heat of our BSH. We had both the X of David Cano and the 145P of Sean Klein charged with jumping the start, so that makes Summer Dirksen in the 22 our Heat 2 winner.
Well, you wonder if Summer knew something we didn't, right? A little bit tardy on the jump. Well, that's good to be tardy if your counterparts are going early, and that's what Summer did. She chose her start wisely and able to get the win just by finishing.
So that now takes us to Heat 2 of our 500 modifieds, where we saw Tim Johnson jump the start in Heat 1. So a chance here in Heat 2 to earn some points back, and we explained it a little earlier, and I'm sure we'll do it multiple times throughout the day, that you get points in each heat. Each class runs 2 heats, and then the total number of points is your class winner, and for certain classes, that also means a chance to go home with up to $500. So there is some classes, there is some cash on the line. So right now we see our racers here getting ready to go for our 500 modified. We'll have Jason Dirksen in the 38 from Waterloo, Indiana. Tim Johnson in the 75S from Stryker. Mac Miller, the 25P, your Heat 1 winner, Polk, Pennsylvania. Logan Sweeney scheduled in the 8S. And Nick Basek in the 21P.
It's going to be a great start, Randy.
Yeah, it is. Everyone picking the lane they wanted. We are underway.
And of course, Tim Johnson, a little early on a race this morning, so see if he timed it up much better this time. Veteran racer, been around about 15 years doing this. He knows what he's doing. You wonder if this morning was just kind of part of his game plan throughout the day.
1, 2, 3 boats in a row. You got a race. They're going to fly. Look at them come down the backstretch right now. 3 boats in the lead.
Anybody's race so far, Randy.
They are still right in there. When you've got a shot and it's got multiple boats in it, that's how you know it is a good race. Well, what a battle here. It's Logan Sweeney in the 8S out in front early as they'll come through turns 3 and 4 and down the front stretch.
Battle for 1 and 2. Logan Sweeney still doing a good job. 46 miles an hour as they finish that turn.
Are getting told from the judges' stand, Heat 2, the start is under review.
The drivers still trying to figure out that flying start so far today. Been a theme all afternoon long.
Number 2, which you're on right now, is under review. Guess what that means? Somebody might be running.
So he's got him coming back down here. Headed close to turns 3 and 4. Our leaders have now begun to fan out a little bit.
One of the 2. But somebody out there in the lead might be running.
Logan Sweeney still maintaining that lead. Watch him stay close to that buoy. Leaning into that left-hand shoulder to stay down on the water, then speed out of the turn. A little bit of a hop for him.
Tim Johnson still behind him in that 75S. Followed by Mac Miller, 25P. That is your third boat.
And the word from the review is we got a good start.
The rest of them
All
are
boats
out.
legal. All boats
And
are legal on the water.
Just getting word, Randy, everything is legal.
It's gonna
Yep.
be a doozy.
Got the same text that I did, so it is a good, clean start.
Officially, we got a good start on that one. They give review, and we'll see what
A
happens.
rarity so far today, a clean start.
Remember, this is the end of the lap.
Now we're going to have some lap traffic perhaps here. Don't see a lot with that.
Because right now,
How about the race that Logan Sweeney in the 8S is putting on?
Tim Johnson doing his best in second place to push Sweeney, but Sweeney's running a flawless race.
Coming around here for what should be the final lap. As Logan Sweeney cruised to a win over Tim Johnson in the 75S.
You wonder what's going on with the boat of Nick Basic, the 21P boat, kind of laboring as he got across the finish.
That's how we normally see
Good, clean race. Logan Sweeney is going to pick up the win. And we want to tell you that portions of this broadcast are underwritten by our friends at City Beverage of Defiance, distributing the best beverages in Northwest Ohio for over 75 years.
Coming off of turn one, they ready to hit us hard.
As we wrap up our 500 modifieds, our 400 modifieds, it is our final heat race in Flight 1, and we'll have it for you next year as we continue with Thunder on the River. All right, Miles, it's our second heat now, our 400 modifieds out on the river. Again, three racers in this one. Kyle Raskowski won Heat 1 in the 440M. Michael Thierfelder in the 41P. And Cedric White in the 89Z.
Northwest Ohio. Last race he placed third in his division. We'll see how he does.
Raskowski had a clean race last time out.
400 mod hydros.
Look for Thierfelder to push him on this one. Cedric White from North Carolina come all this way. You might as well do your best.
That's right.
Michigan. We'll see what he does for his second run today. And the third racer out there.
Got them
Michael Thurman.
currently running. We do have a boat from the previous class, the 500 modified, had some engine trouble. He's electing to wait here until the end of our flight, which comes at the end of this heat, to get his boat out of the water. So he's hanging out with some of the rescue boats. So the white flag up, we're going to be ready to go. It's going to allow our three competitors to pick their lane, get where they want.
Well, you mentioned the stranded boat in the middle. Worst places to be today, though. It's absolutely beautiful out here on the river.
So it looks like everyone's got their lane. When it hit that timer, when it gets to 0, and it looks like we are underway here with our 400 modified.
440M and Cedric White in the 89Z boat.
So we have devised a system to get word from the scoring stand how they start, and it's as simple as a text message.
A tight race so far coming out of the turn.
Looks like the wind is catching
They started with a little handheld radio to try to radio people what the exact finish was, the official finish, but it wasn't working as well. But thank goodness for great technology like a cell phone, right?
Who knew? So how about this action out in front of our 400 modified Heat 2. Taking a quick peek behind to see if anyone is near the 440. That's Kyle Raskowski getting word that it is a good, clean start.
Kind of what we thought would take place. Raskowski getting the lead. Thierfelder trying to push. And Cedric White bringing up the rear in third place. Going to be tough for Thierfelder to catch. Going to have to be really tight and make up some ground here on that straightaway.
Beginning to spread out on our wide course here, as we are meeting on the racing, I should say, on the Malmese side of where the Maumee River meets the All-Glaze River here in Defiance.
The confluence.
Yes.
About 146 out of the turn right there for Kyle Ruskowski.
That's the time, not the speed. He should.
146 would be flying, right?
Hour, absolutely would.
If you've ever been on a jet ski, it does feel like you're flying, though, doesn't it?
It does.
Speed on the water, much different than speed on the road.
Cedric White, 89Z, trying to catch up and see just where our three races are at here as we take a look at the drone shots again provided today by Williams Aerial. Can't thank them enough for coming back once again for a second year.
A little bit too wide of a turn for Thierfelder. He's going to have a real tough time making up any speed. It's going to be a tough race for Kyle Ruskowski not to win.
So white flag shown here on our end of the course by turns 3 and 4. As Ruskowski is going to come out, he'll have to go down close to where the timing and scoring is done. And it looks like Ruskowski is going to pick up the win in our 400 modified.
That'll be Thierfelder in second, Cedric White, as you see right here, finishing up. Ruskowski had a top speed of 44 miles an hour out of this turn near us.
They will have a small break, as I believe they are going to change the judges. They also, we have a pontoon boat over by us. There's also one down on the other end. Those are other racers who volunteer to help out with some of the flags and the scoring. So those will switch out. So they'll have other boats kind of bring them out. So our Flight 1 is wrapped up. We're going to have a little bit of a break. If you're watching us live on YouTube, if you are watching us through DCTV, it's going to be like nothing's changed. But we'll have more as we continue with Thunder on the River here on Northwest Ohio .live and DCTV. Randy Roberts, Miles Holiday back with you. Thunder on the River, Flight 2 partner just underway. It looks like we have been given the start. It is CSH, our C-class basically boats here as we get ready.
Well, one thing that's been different this year, Randy, not a lot of stoppage because of dredging the river, right? They've done a great job of making the courses clear. Guys like Bill Dirk, who spent a lot of time, him and his brother, cleaning up this area, getting things ready to go, moving us over to this side of the river, allowing boats to get on the river more than one at a time. Great job by Bill and the group.
So Logan Sweeney in the 8S is going to have the early lead. Sweeney ran in one of the earlier classes today. So we see Sweeney in the 8S, also Chris Dyer on the 151S out there as well. Will Martin in the 84H. Michael Flakzerski. Well, that's a mouthful there, the partner, in the 44P. And Dean Sutherland in the 12M.
Yeah, Mike just needs a win, so you call him winner.
That's right. Flakzerski, I believe. But right now, it is Logan Sweeney. He's out in front here. Good battle for second.
Now check out Sweeney. Ran clean early this morning, continuing at 47 miles an hour coming out of the turn. These guys are battling it out for second and third. That's Flakzerski close to second place.
Yep, have been told that it is a good start, good clean start, so it's not going to be a problem there. As it looks like our racers have wrapped up their first of what will be 2 heats, and Logan Sweeney in the 8S is going to score a pretty impressive win.
Yeah, Logan Sweeney picking up where he left off this morning, dominant so far.
So that will be heat 1 of our C-class here as they, looks like actually might come around if they're doing a cool-down lap or have one more lap to run. I kind of lost track where they were at racing. We see the flag up with our scoring boats.
And that's the race, so we'll see what happens. Doing great. Yep, that's Sweeney. Rolling right along in the Hydro class.
Now Sweeney definitely the winner. Dean Sutherland from Saline, Michigan. Looks like he's going to get second position.
At this time.
I believe should wrap up Heat 1 of our C-Class Hydro. I want to tell you that Thunder on the River this year is a collaborative effort between DCTV and NorthwestOhio.live. Defiance Community Television has been airing programs of local interest since 1985, and NorthwestOhio.live is excited to partner with DCTV for today's program, and we hope that you enjoy the sights and sounds of Thunder on the River 2023. And with that, we'll take a break, and we will have Heat 1, our 500 modifieds, next year as we continue with Thunder on the River. Randy Roberts, Miles Halliday back with you. And partner, it's going to be the biggest class, our 500 modified hydro. But before we get to that, joined again as Kevin Fowler helping us out throughout the afternoon. And Kevin, what do you think of some of the action so far as we're getting ready to go some of our bigger classes?
Stryker, Ohio.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. It was loud. I'm
I know
sorry.
he's watching all the boats. We get our biggest classes of the day coming out here. What are we looking forward to now?
You got to remember, I can't hear you. There's the big boats going around. You got that headphone on. So, hey, I can tell you what, 7 boats across. If you ain't excited for finding out what's going to happen in the turns on this race, something's wrong with you. You might as well go home, put away the dishes, because this is going to be exciting with 7 boats potentially coming across for that start-finish line. It's going to be chaos in
Kevin,
the water.
Could you handicap the field for us? Who are you looking at? Who do you think's going to win this one?
Yeah, it's an open field there. It's early in the season. I haven't seen these boats run yet this season to know. It is quite a busy time frame. Look at them lining up there. All them boats right there.
Well, I know Bill and Mary Knapp, the husband and wife couple, are in it. And if you're Bill, you might not want to win it if you want to have a great weekend.
I mean, I can't even talk when they come by. That's how exciting a lot of boats on the water. Just typical, you're going to see smaller classes, and these classes are going to have smaller boat counts these days. What we're seeing here right now is a typical boat race when you go to a Nationals or something, or a bigger race where you see 7 abreast on the water coming across. When you see them come down that lane, you're going to see 2, 3, 4 side-by-side racers going on, rooster tail racing. People are getting wet in the turns here. There is no doubt about it that you're going to see it happen. Look at it. They're going to jockey for that position on that turn, and they're going to just take a wall of water with them. Somebody's going to get wet, no doubt about it.
Yeah, we saw the 3x3 to start, and how about this side-by-side?
And did somebody say if they're not rubbing, you're not racing? Because that looked like some rubbing to me.
Well, it's Tim Johnson, who earlier got disqualified because of early start. Looks like he learned his lesson. He's leading this race. Now, one thing that's different from this morning, Kevin, is the wind is picked up. Tell us a little bit what the wind's going to provide, the difficulties for these racers.
Well, the difficulty on the wind on this one is if it comes to you at a side or wet, it lifts up the front of that boat. It's not like the runabouts. They bounce, and they can take that bouncy a little bit, and you can control that nose with a throttle. Here, a wind, they are on a pocket of air as it is. Any extra gust of wind underneath it will flip quickly that boat over. No doubt, we don't want to see it happen, but it could happen in this second corner here. As they're coming in, they're getting that sheer gust of wind on it, and you see them sitting up high in the boat to keep that nose down.
Do want to tell you the start was under review, but then has been told it was a good, clean start.
One guy that knows how to handle the wind and is an experienced driver, and you see it leading the race, Tim Johnson. The wind has really picked up in this afternoon, not affecting Tim Johnson as he's leaning forward in his boat.
You see him leaning forward in the boat to keep that nose down when that wind's coming around. That's what they're doing, folks. Just trying to hang in there to keep that nose down and so they don't flip, kind of control that pocket of air that they're floating on, because that's what they're floating on. And I tell you, with a lot of boats, you got a little bit of the chop to worry about too. If you're in the back of the pack there, you got to worry about the wakes too. You can see those boats slowly lifting up under the air on there. You can watch them. You can tell when it's going to happen if you've watched enough of them. Here they come again. It's going to get loud.
And coming around to what should be their final lap, Tim Johnson in the 75S, your leader. It looks like He's going to pick up the win here in Heat 1 of what will be 2. But this side-by-side battle for second, the 48P Scott Miller, 16P Thomas Rice, with 182M Kyle Roskowski behind them.
A great job by Rice coming out of the turn and going full throttle to overtake second spot. Tim Johnson, we had him at a top speed today, Randy, of 48 miles an hour around the turn.
About the fastest anyone's run today.
Yeah, it is the fastest.
Now, guys, I got to tell you something. Big class here today, but they were running over. Imagine if the 750s or 800s are those bigger boats had that many watt. That's what you see at the Nationals. So here, these smaller races, these club races, you're going to see lesser boats on most of the time. But 7 across at a race where you go in, I've seen 12 boats on the water at one time like that, trying to fight for jockeying for position and going faster than these boats. So, guys, it's a battles out there. There's no doubt that it's exciting.
It's exciting because it's like glass out there, and you're just skidding on it.
That's what hydroplane is all about. You're just floating on a pocket of air across the water. A little bit of chop is good, but too much is bad. Too much wind is bad, and they're having a great time as we watch them all come into the pits here. They're pulling in. Every boat was safe. Every boat was legal, and it was a good race with 7 boats on the water. And boat racers like that. They want boats on the water. They don't want 2-3 races.
Sure.
They want 7. If this was a Nationals or a points race, you have to have usually about 6 boats for it to even count. That's in the rules.
Again, Tim Johnson of Stryker picks up our Heat 1 win. I want to tell you that portions of this broadcast are underwritten by Defiance Community Television, serving the greater Defiance area since 1985. We're going to take a break. We'll have Heat 1, our 750 mods, coming up next year as we continue with Thunder on the River. Oh, back here with Thunder on the River. Miles, we're going to have our 750s. This will be some of the fastest boats that we will see all day. Jason Dirksen in the 30H. That's the one that just went by where we are sitting at. One of them out there. We'll see Sean Klein in the 626P, William Knapp in the 58H, and Travis Rice in the 66P.
Interesting, William Knapp coming off the 500 MH, going to run right again in the 750 MH. It's going to be really loud. You're going to see tons of water spraying up in the air, and you're going to see some high speed. Remember, 48 miles an hour is the top speed that we've been able to clock so far in the last race by Tim Johnson. Don't be surprised if somebody clips that today.
Yeah, this is going to be quite a show where it looks like we got our 4 ready. Trying to time that start so we can see the milling just to our left, getting ready to go in what is turns 3 and 4. We want to thank Williams Aerial again for providing some of our drone shots like the one you're looking at right there.
Yeah, the drone shot for the start is absolutely fantastic. Gonna get a look right there. Looks clean so far.
Looks like we are off and underway with our 750 mods.
Absolutely gorgeous view as they head into the turn.
Head down our backstretch. They're going to come right towards your living room right here. Make the long way down to turns 3 and 4.
If you don't want to get wet, you don't want to race in this one. Look at the spray coming off the back of the boat.
Coming around turns 3 and 4 right now.
Check out Dirksen in the lead. Had a little trouble getting his boat to sit down, but he's fine now.
Talked a little bit about some of that racing team that they've done. An outstanding job so far.
Dirksen in first, followed by Sean Klein from Oil City, Pennsylvania in the 626P car.
And again, the leaders through turns 1 and 2, headed back down again. Very quickly making their way through. Turning some of the fastest laps that we've seen throughout the afternoon.
Let's see if we can get a speed on Dirksen as he comes through on this next turn. Comes out of this turn, and then he'll be headed straight towards our broadcast position. Got him clocked at 51 miles an hour.
I've gotten word from the scorer's stand that it is a good, clean start.
gotta feel like you're absolutely flying out there at 51 miles an hour. Gotta be exhilarating, but at the same time, a little bit frightening.
Right? Just that open cockpit and
Yeah.
just everything, the air coming right at you. As our leaders again coming back. And how about the show put on by Jason Dirksen?
Kevin Fowler told us to keep an eye on him. Said the whole Dirksen clan, they love the race. And this is evident. Much better turn that time by Dirksen.
Dirksen is going to pick up the win in what is Heat 1 of our 750 mods. We'll see everyone else making their way around.
Got a good battle for third spot. Coming out of turn. Looks like the second's going to be secured.
Sean Klein's going to take second. William Knapp, I believe, is going to bring home at third, and that will leave Travis Rice in fourth. Well, that was so exciting. How about we do it again in a few minutes?
I'm all for it. Let's let these guys rest up a little bit, and then we'll do it again.
We're going to have Heat 2 of our second, so our C class will be the first up, so we'll have a break here. But before we do, we want to tell you that portions of this broadcast are being underwritten by the Strady Center for the Arts. Entertainment on a whole new level. Go to defiancearts.com to view all of our upcoming summertime events. And we'll take a break here more as we continue with Thunder on the River. We're going to start our second heats here of our second group of races, Miles. So we're back to our C Hydros. We will have Chris Dyer in the 151S, Will Martin in the 84H, Logan Sweeney in the 8S, Dean Sutherland 12M. Yeah, I skipped over a name for a reason. I see you going through the names there, so we'll see if we can get this. Michael Flockerzi.
Oh, nice. Well played.
44P, right?
Nice job, 44P. When in doubt, just say the 44P boat. But it was Logan Sweeney that's been dominant so far. Dean Sutherland pushed him a little bit. Let's see what happens in this heat.
Get our guys getting ready to go here. It's been a fun day, so we should have enough. We'll bring you our second heats for this, and then the 500s and the 750s. So if you missed the first ones, make sure you see the second heats. Those were two classes by far, I think, the most entertaining so far today.
Yeah, Tim Johnson raised the bar, and then Jansen Dirksen kicked it over. 48 miles an hour for Tim Johnson on his one, and Jansen Dirksen with 51 miles an hour coming out of the turn near us. Absolutely scintillating stuff.
For those of you watching us live on YouTube through our new partnership with TKDS Sports, this is a two-day event, we want to tell you. So if you are in the Northwest Ohio area, you can head here to the confluence of the Allglaze and Maumee Rivers. We'll have racing on a Sunday, that is tomorrow. Understand that because of the weather, have moved up the start time to about 9 a.m. as everyone has their lane picked. And it looks like we are underway Heat 2 with our C-Class Hydros.
Moving everything up to 9 o'clock tomorrow to beat the weather.
Out on the course right now is Chris
Supposed to have some extreme storms hit the Defiance area. Trying to get word on if it was a clean start.
We will get word from the score stand. They're going to review that, so go with the racing action right now as our leaders are headed towards us as they come through turns 1 and 2.
A lot cleaner in the afternoon. Racers have gotten the timing down. It seems like the morning is when you try to figure out. This afternoon, they know exactly when they're supposed to take off.
Wind has picked up, and that's affected some of the conditions out on the river. See the water being a little bit more choppy, also going side to side. Speaking of side to side, it's a side to side battle for the lead. Dean Sutherland in the 12M in a battle.
Sutherland almost lost it out of the turn, did a great job of holding his boat down. Wind caught it, almost flipped it over.
See the leaders going through turns 1 and 2. That's about as close as you can get without being in someone's lap.
A little side-by-side racing coming out of that turn. Take your time on the straightaway. Punch it when you need it.
I've gotten word from the scorer stand that it is a good start.
Yeah, another clean start. Been very clean this afternoon.
See what these leaders can do as they'll come through turns 3 and 4 here.
Yeah, watch that body lean. Trying to hold the boat down. Great job. Again, that is Sweeney. Logan Sweeney leading yet again.
Completing lap 2 of what will be 3. Dean Sutherland at 12M. He's really been fighting the conditions. Saw right in front of us, partner. That underside of that boat kind of got up a little high.
They have been consistent all afternoon long. Sutherland pushed Sweeney. Sweeney was able to hold form and keep him at bay. Looks like Sweeney's going to do the same thing.
So one more lap to go for our leaders here as we complete our C-Class Hydro. Sweeney in the 8S. A little bit of an advantage now as the leaders come through turns 3 and 4.
See Sweeney take a little bit of a peek over his left-hand shoulder, find out where the positioning is. He's got to feel comfortable where he's at. Going to get himself another win.
So Sweeney picks up the win over Dean Sutherland. See Michael Flockersey in the 44P right there as well. So our C-Class wraps up. We'll let you get a moment to get a full breath in and really get prepared because you're going to be entertained for what's coming up next here, Heat 2 of the 500 mods.
Yeah, you like speed. Wait for the 500 and 750. You're going to have some speed galore on this glass.
Just underway, what's going to be one of the most entertaining heats that you're going to see here at Thunder on the River. Miles, it is the 500 mods. We had a good time that first heat. Now it looks like we're ready to go here with heat number 2.
Now remember, Tim Johnson was the one that won this last heat. Top speed of 48 miles an hour coming out of the turn. Don't be surprised if guys like Thomas Rice or Bill or Mary Knapp bite up and jump up and bite them on this one. You want to be your best after this heat because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Bad weather on the way.
And early on here in heat number 2, it looks like it is the 16P. That is Thomas Rice. He's going to take the lead as they wrap up lap number 1 here. Miles has that gun trained on the leaders here, see if we can get a speed.
46 miles an hour for Thomas Rice.
Tim Johnson now settling into the second spot. As everyone is headed down towards turns 1 and 2. Well, it looks like we do have one more competitor coming up here.
Well, might have some issues going on. Not getting anything that he wants out of it.
Yeah, it's Justin Farrell, 76H. That didn't sound the healthiest there as it went by us. Here comes our leaders once again.
And Thomas Rice still doing a good job maintaining that lead. Boy, look how tidy he is to those buoys.
About that battle for second, although Tim Johnson able to pull away a little bit from Thomas Rice.
Now, Rice did a much better job of getting his start, and that's propelled him to the lead. 43 miles an hour that time out of the turn.
So lap 2 complete, just 1 to go here in our 500 mods.
We'll see if Tim Johnson can be able to make a move. You see him right there hanging out in the second spot, making that turn right on the tail of Thomas Rice.
So here they're coming around. One more trip down our backstretch and one more time through turns 3 and 4.
T. Rice still leading this.
Thomas Rice able to hold off Tim Johnson. So Thomas Rice, Franklin, PA. Looks like he'll win Heat 2 of our 500 mods.
45 miles an hour on that last turn, hitting the straightaway to get the win. Congratulations, Thomas Rice.
Look, believe we are going to close the action with one more race. It's going to be our 750 mods. Before we get to that, we want to tell you that portions of this broadcast are underwritten by our friends at City Beverage of Defiance, distributing the best beverages in Northwest Ohio for over 75 years. So stay tuned. Looks like we'll have one final event in our 750 mods as we wrap things, at least our portion, up from Thunder on the River. Well, partner, we've had some developments in between getting ready for our 500 and 750 heats. We understand there was an issue with the 500, and so Thomas Rice, who we saw win, actually did not win, and he was scored in second with the timing, so it looks like Tim Johnson is going to pick up the win with Rice in second.
Yeah, a little bit of a black flag action. I'm going to say Rice, not the winner. Tim Johnson, who's had himself a really good day today here on the river, gets yet another win.
So we're going to close our portion of the Thunder on the River broadcast with heat number 2 of our 750 mods. We will see Jason Dirksen in the 30H, Sean Klein in the 626P, William Knapp in the 58H, and Travis Rice in the 66P. So again, they just turned laps, getting ready, trying to time it to get to the start-finish line. There is a timer, giant board with numbers. Miles and I watched it count down with our own eyes, and when that clock hits 0, you want to be right at the line.
Yeah, you see them trying to line up, get their timing down as they're hitting the straightaway towards it. This will be the fastest heat of the day. Top speed today, Jansen Dirksen with 51 miles an hour.
Looks like everyone has their lane and is set. William Knapp in the 58H pulled off just a little bit. Don't know if he thought everyone else was going to jump the start or if he picked a bad lane and got bottlenecked, but he is underway.
Yeah, wondered if he was kind of just hanging out to see if anyone was going to jump it early, then kind of fill that spot. But it was a definitely concentrated effort by him to throttle down a little bit. And partner, we're getting a good whiff of the fuel coming off these bad boys.
It takes me back to my days as a little kid doing some auto racing with my dad. It's a three-way battle here as they go through turns 3 and 4 to complete lap number 1.
Dirksen has continued his clean running from earlier today, leading this race.
Lap number 1 in the book, still 2 to go here. As we understand from our scoring, as I try to pull it up. Good start, so good clean start.
It looks like Bill Knapp might have made a mistake then, throttling back, waiting for that start, thinking guys might have jumped it. It's been walled off, put in the 4th spot, still there.
Great shot right there of your leader, the 30H, Jason Dirksen. Comfortably ahead here. Dirksen will complete lap number 2. It's topping out low 50s. It's been just about where they've topped out at today.
51 in his last heat, this time 53 miles an hour for Jansen Dirksen. Now it looks like it's that Bill Knapp kind of having trouble with his boat. It's sounding like he's having some major issues with that motor.
Sounds like there is a little bit of an issue. So here is Jason Dirksen. He's going to come around our corners at 3 and 4 one final time.
It's been a dominant performance by Dirksen. He is winning this thing easily.
Jason Dirksen is going to come by. Scored what looks to be a solid win in Heat 2 of our 750 mods.
A little bit of a battle here for the second position.
Does look like Travis Rice is able to hold off Sean Klein for the second spot. And we will see Bill Knapp here coming around. We will hold on momentarily, make sure there is no scoring issues.
Bill Knapp going to finish. The great thing about a lot of these contestants, Randy, is they're not just guys that drive the boat. They know the boat's inside and out. They know how to work an engine. I'm sure Bill Knapp will get that thing squared away.
Well, they're going to continue throughout the weekend here at Thunder on the River, but our portion of the racing is done. We want to thank everyone both here in Defiance and our underwriters for making this possible. Again, our broadcast has been a collaborative effort between DCTV and NorthwestOhio.live. So don't forget to tune in DCTV for great action. Also want to thank the Strady Center for the Arts and our friends at City Beverage. So partner, second time we've done Thunder on the River.
Yeah, I really want to thank everybody associated with this. What a great event. A lot of fun down here, and we're going to see some guys that are going to make it all the way to Wakefield, won't we?
I think so. That is their the national championship. So they're going to take a break here. So for those of you watching us live on YouTube, our broadcast day is going to wrap up. But
yeah, Williams Aerial also, great job providing the drone footage for us, some spectacular shots. It was a lot of fun indeed.
So that's going to wrap things up here for us at NorthwestOhio.live. How did young Nicholas do today?
I thought Nick Reeker did a great job, didn't he?
Filling in for his dad. Who needs Ken when we got Nicholas?
Chip off the old block.
That's right. So I want to thank Nick. And
congratulations to Nick,
right?
a new college graduate, right? Miami, Ohio. Proof that actually people graduate from there. Congratulations, Nick.
I didn't know they needed proof. That, to thank them, of course, everyone working the cameras, everyone here involved with this great event, Thunder on the River. So for Miles Holiday, I'm Brady Roberts. Thanks for watching, everyone.